This is the essence of college football in November. These fans are wired, the players are wired. Let's go.
Through the haze of the fireworks, the kickoff into the end zone. And
a pitch and catch.
Because, in part, they're without Jonathan Brooks, who tore his ACL last week, and this one goes flailing.
Go number 4's way.
There he is in motion, C.J. Baxter, who started the first couple games of the season for Texas before Brooks took over. And C.J. Baxter is belted. Very high praise. The Brock Purdy of the defense, said his coaches. Quinn Ewers to throw. That's over the middle. It's a catch for Adonai Mitchell, and the touchdown maker. State is the best third and long defense in the Big 12 this year. Ewers over the middle. The great tight end Jatavion Sanders. Will this be the first running play for C.J. Baxter? Couple of tight ends in there. It's Ewers again, flowing to the right and throwing to his right. That's low and incomplete.
That's penalties. That's kickoff return yards. All the little things.
It's a second down throw after the incompletion, and it's juggled and put on the ground by Worthy. It's incomplete. They'll blow it dead.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever control here. Just a one-on-one to the field, a little curl route. But these corners are physical. This whole defense is physical. They're the #1 total defense in the Big 12. Not a surprise with Matt Campbell and John Haycock.
A little bit. This is a huge third down early in this game. Ewers to Baxter. It's lit up and in the air, and that ends up on the ground.
Free hitter in this scheme. The safety that's usually free in the run game, and in this case, he's got to contain the speedy true freshman, and he doesn't stop. There's certain guys, Jason, that stop and wrap. A lot of these Cyclones run right through contact.
He swept the leg while he was at it. That was a Freeler on the hoof. The only one half he really wants back is the first half against Kansas. Their only loss in this string, and that is incomplete. It's off
in this scheme.
A truly impressive, well-rounded young man that's in motion right there on a 2nd and 10. It's a handoff, and it gets about 5.
The reason why they're 9-1 right now.
Michael Taff is in there right now. He's creeping up to about the 20-yard line against a very good third down defense, and that deflection.
What on Hufford right here. Those two that Allison talked about in the open, just 2 grizzly bears, and they loved them all. And they don't apologize for who they are and how physical they are. And Sweat, well, he's done a lot of that this year. He's
to watch, fun to talk to. Tyler Perkins to punt it away, and he's going to be big tonight. That is a boomer by Perkins all the way back to the 32.
They emotionally saying, they have given me life back in my coaching. Special group.
It's a first down run for the Texas Longhorns, and C.J. Baxter pinballing for a first down. Once a week, every week, John Haycock had the seniors for about 5 months, well before the season started, to keep them together, to talk to them, to inspire, to discuss. And boy, is this a together group. Pressure from Onyedim, and Ewers goes down.
Games for Peterson coming into this one. Just a 3-man rush. And Quinn Ewers has plenty of time, but he's going to look back at 8 different defenders looking at him in zone. And this is what I'm going to be curious of, Jason. When we saw Quinn Ewers earlier this year, he ran.
They win if he doesn't. 2nd down, 19. It's Baxter hopping through with some burst. 13 conversions all year against him, 3rd and 7+. It's not a big blitzing team, Iowa State. They do come, and they do get there. Onyedim was in there once again with Gary Vaughn.
It's not a blitzing team, but watch this pocket just get punctured and collapse around Quinn Ewers. Onyedim has been active. Vaughn, as you said, playing his 61st game, the potent.
You think back to that Ohio game, they lost 10-7. And Matt Campbell said he even felt like he was playing a little bit not to lose. This team puts the ball on the ground right there. It's on the deck. Their turnover margin's been so good this year, and they do get on top of it. Jalen Knoll, a lot of bank by not turning it over this year. They're +9 turnover margin, and they dodged one that time.
Rushing attempts plus pass completions. You win those 4 areas, as he's done in those other top 10 takedowns, you win tonight.
Here's a run on first down. It's Eli Sanders. You did the research here. The numbers are stark in all those categories in those wins.
Won every one of them, but he didn't have to block a 365-pound madman.
Second down, Rocco Beck sees pressure, throws it. Dimitri Stanley, and he's got a first down.
I'm gonna just go a little, I think he went a little, no look here is he found a little pivot route, a little spot route. Looked like he was looking to the swing and hit the spot.
Now he breaks it down and throws incomplete.
Just to get into rhythm.
It's a run on second and 10, and Eli Sanders is dumped after a gain of 2.
But it looks like Sweat is down.
Oh boy, T'Vondre Sweat is injured. Here it is again. Just kind of got caught up in the wash there. We'll check on T'Vondre Sweat when we come back. And we'll see if he comes back. That's Carson Hansen in as the tailback, the freshman for Iowa State. Vernon Broughton has checked in on the defensive line for T'Vondre Sweat. And Rocco Beck loads up a deep shot down the sideline. Incomplete, but a marker in. Higgins.
Pass interference, number 6, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Kind of like a strike zone in baseball, Jason. You want to see how these guys are going to call it. Are they going to let him play? That's Watts on the outside, using the 12th defender, using that boundary, but a lot of contact, a lot of hand fighting, and I think that shot maybe to the face didn't help as well. A good job by Watts to leverage, and Higgins got to fight to try to stay and give more room to Rocco. But keep an eye on that, on the perimeter, how they're going to call those pass interference plays.
Texas fans might be saying that was uncatchable, but there was a lot of contact, and so it's a run for Abu Sama III, who had a touch. Now has a sustained drive here. Beck, that's a slant, and it's Higgins on the catch for a first down.
Gimmies, right? Just football 101, just a little slant route to your right. You're going to see Beck do a nice job of putting on the frame of his big receiver. You know, I had mentioned before Sweat went down, Jason, you love baseball, and they call this in baseball pitching backwards, and there he is. Nice to see T'Vondre back in.
Yeah, he does not want to be in 3rd and long against Texas. This is a draw, and it's Cartavius Norton creating some space. Into this body, he said, I was always bigger than everybody I played against for my entire life. Back to another slant, other side, it's Higgins once more. And
backwards here, look at the big receiver, just get right on the toes of Terrence Brooks right there and just turn him around. Used his frame on the go route, now back-to-back slants.
9th play of the drive for Iowa State. It's back down the middle, a little bit behind his target. Rolling and throwing near side. Oh, what hands on the sideline. That is an amazing grab by Daniel Jackson.
A lot of Higgins, a lot of Noel, and then every time you look up, 2 or 3 of these a game. Just a veteran player, a 4th-year player, tiptoes perfect.
Ooh, was he out of bounds before he then came back in?
The ruling in the field is the previous play is under further review. After further review, the runner went out of bounds on his own, came back in, and was the first to touch the pass. That's a foul for illegal touching of a pass, results in a loss of down at the previous spot. It will be 3rd down at the 21-yard line.
10.
Don't take a sack.
Field goals could be important in this game. Changing the play here. Beck giving ground, stepping up, and he does take a sack.
Mentioned that big noon game, you're going to just see a TE stunt. An excellent job by Burke to come around here and collapse the pocket, and then the effort and the energy. That is just the 10th sack of Rocco Beck this season. They've done an extraordinary job of protecting field position.
Transfer from Nebraska. It is on the way, and it is good. Part of the harbinger for what this series would become as Texas leaves for the SEC after this year. Keelan Robinson wants to return it instead of take it at the 25, and that's a -6. Fourth first down pass tonight for Texas, and that does get to the wide side. And the
do at the NFL level, And you're going to see just a nice motion here. 15 yards, get actually more of a deep out comeback, and that's one of those throws. You look at Quinn Ewer's AC joint, that shoulder. How you feeling? Enough velo to get it there.
These receivers are so good after the catch as well. That's Baxter.
What's the play? He's sick of sitting on the sidelines.
Texas has college football playoff hopes. There's a flag that has come in.
Holding, number 52, offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
This is all about, and you can see right here, I mean, just you can't get outside the frame. You're going to get called. It was actually Campbell inside as well. Both of them, keep your hands inside. Over and over again for an extended period without a negative play. They bank on you not being able to, and they bank on it well.
Jaden Blue is in it. The tailback with the catch there. Ewers on third down. Got to get to the 46, and this is nearly intercepted.
Just tremendous awareness. He's going to be out here on the big tight end, but watch his eyes. Receiver releases inside. He's got eyes to the quarterback. Vision to the quarterback. That's what elite zone defenses do, and that's what John Haycock's crew has developed in here. You could, it might just be our 16th interception of the season.
Ryan Sanborn with the kick. And this will go rolling and rolling and rolling and nearly magnetized itself to Jalen Knoll. Iowa State's got a long way to go. I said, you know, why didn't he leave a couple years ago? There's all that opportunity and whatnot. And he said, look, we stayed because this is what we want to do here. Build something as that.
Selfless, sacrificial, and just immovable at the point of attack.
Creates so many opportunities for other guys on that line, including Sorrell and Burke. That's a defensive back blitzing, and it's Jaron Thompson getting the hand up.
Trying to get one of those little gimmies, and you're going to see the veteran here, Thompson, much like Sweat earlier, perfect timing. You can't get home on a quick throw. Get your hands up, get into that passing lane.
To swim in the pool for Iowa State all night. Pressure coming. Hansen picked it up for a moment, and then Beck goes down. He is crumpled. Alfred Collins, T'Vondre Sweat together.
And right here. And that is just a tough, tall task for a true freshman, because this 360-something pounds, he doesn't just stand there and eat space. He'll get in the backfield, too.
Quite a bit recently, and seen teams come back at them. This is a different-looking game so far, as Worthy is back for another blast of a punt from Tyler Perkins, but it's returnable. And Xavier Worthy shot out of a cannon across the 35-yard.
Any kind of green grass. He's such a long strider. A 50-yard punt there, but not tremendous hang time, and that really allowed those blocks in front of him. An excellent job by Taft there. And you see the long strider just get going and galloping.
Play action. Baxter is the outlet, and he's to the fringe. Baxter playing.
Absolutely. We need him here. We want him here. Inspiration for these guys.
A sizzling catch and run guy as well. This is a run for Blue. Blue again, and he tunnels forward right into contact, and that should be a first down, although let's see. Yeah, they are going to bring the sticks forward. Ewers scanning, running. Ewers wants to throw on the go. Flag comes in. It's into the end zone, and it's Adonai Mitchell for a touchdown if it stands.
But the sophomore here, you're going to see him right here tangled up. And this is all about Dominic Orange. If Dominic Orange gives up on this play and he's a 330-pound nose tackle, there's going to be no hold. But he doesn't. And that's an excellent call. You're just tugging Jersey right in full view. Touchdown off the board.
And now it's 1st and 20, another self-inflicted issue for Texas. It's a throwback on the screen. It's Blue. Blue has a convoy, and he's teams that are great at bouncing back. Iowa State from the Ohio loss. Texas from the injuries they've suffered over and over again on the offensive side recently. Wow, a little soft shoe by Blue. And
look at all this stuff here. So you free up Freeler there. And that's what you want to do. And then, bam, I'm going to come in, and so is Vaughn and the rest of the crew.
And both defenses live here. Pressure coming. Ewers back foot into the end zone. Incomplete.
These are two NFL dudes, chest to chest, hip to hip, everything, an inside vertical. And there's just no separation. Adonai Mitchell, one of the best in the country in contested catches.
Side of 40 this year. This is true. We
know watching this one and watching again, as you said earlier, just an epic kind of cyclone night. Gritty, tough, and more than likely close.
Really helped build the program, including the strength and conditioning coach as well. They made a change there as Rocco Beck, the freshman, hits Jalen Knoll, and he's at
the other side, and you're going to see it here. Just a beautiful job of Knoll feeling that quarters coverage. Texas will run a lot of that. Just 4 people deep in to take advantage of those out-cutting routes.
Rocco Beck running behind the freshman tight end Burkle. Beck just kind of flares it out there for Bramer in space, and Ben Bramer.
Brendan Black has his eyes up. You're 1 block away from Bramer hitting his head on the goalpost. Look at the true freshman. He's looking to his right. He doesn't have his eyes up. If he just puts a body scored.
2 of those freshmen who have really established themselves together there. This is Sama, another freshman. Rocco Beck. Short set, there's another slant. It's on target once more, and it's Higgins on those 3rd downs so far. Beck, another short set, and that is caught by Knoll. It's very close. He's going to be, it looks like, right near the 30-yard line, and they will say it's a first down.
And it's all about, you're going to see the little route here. He's going to have a great feel for that space. When he gets collision there by Barron, where is the ball?
Initial contact, but he has to maintain that control. He's going to be bobbling the football. Watch the bobble as he's driven back. As soon as he regains control, that's your point of forward progress. That's a great review. Great line, Jason. The barber line with the close shave. And thank you for the support on the Michigan-Maryland targeting review.
At least the 2 of us are here for each other. This is going to be at the 33-yard line, so it's going to be 4th down and 3, and Matt Campbell feels like he should have maybe a yard or 2 more. From what Dean was talking about, it looks like the spot was accurate, Brian.
Yeah, I think it is accurate when he does gain control. I think a timeout here for Matt Campbell so he can get further explanation. The explanation here from Mr. Boydman, but this is the right call. He does not have possession here. An excellent collision. Barron, the nickel safety there for Texas, knows right where that line is too. He jars it loose, so you gain control. Right, Dean Blandino? You gain control there at the 33. That seems to be pretty obvious.
6 earlier this year from the middle of the field off a high snap, and that one veers on him. It's no good. Just feel like maybe the offense can break out. Quinn Ewers the throw. He's got it to Xavier Worthy against TJ Tampa.
I just want to make you guys aware, CJ Baxter looks like he's playing through some discomfort right now. He was banged up after a tackle on the previous possession. Sought out the attention of athletic trainers on the sideline, spent some time in the injury tent. It looked like it was maybe a lower back or hip issue.
He had the foot injury earlier this year, Baxter did. And this is Baxter, and he is. Ewers throws it far side. Wide open Worthy. I mean, wide open. He is inside the 30s.
Will do this. And because of that scissor combination, it frees up Worthy on a beautifully timed throw. You can't do it better than that. You asked me earlier about Ewers' arm. Does it look a little different? There you go. Plant it, rip it, and give Worthy the opportunity in space.
Tell you what, Adonai Mitchell made some contact.
When you're full speed down the field, you get a little more benefit of the doubt.
It's a flip, and it's Worthy coming this way. Xavier Worthy behind Sanders. Ball on the deck. It's still loose. A Texas player had a shot at it, but couldn't come up with it initially. And now let's see. Christian Jones was down there, and he flew over the football. Freeler says it's cyclone football. It is. Laughlin is on it. Jeremiah Cooper with the helmet on the ball.
Jeremiah Cooper. All you do is take the ball away. 5 big interceptions before an injury derailed him the last 2 weeks. They couldn't wait to get him back on the field, and look at that pile. Look at the effort down there to scratch and claw.
6s in 1 year in high school football. He's been all over the football his entire career, and he did it again. This is a throw for Beck. It's tipped and incomplete. David Benda nearly had a runaround pick six for himself.
He is right in the middle, eyes on this RPO. You play the run first, and then it's vision back to the QB. And honestly, we've seen some guys, especially receivers, in this day and age, stick that paw out and hold on to it, and Benda nearly did.
Two outstanding efforts so far. Heward. Here's a throw. It is Steve-O Klotz. 3rd and 1. Back. Little jump throw this way, and it's Jalen Noel.
Oh, I like it.
So if you run him laterally here, let's see. It's Beck to throw. It's down the middle, and it's a low grab this time by Jalen Noel. Man, his hands are soft, and a marker comes in as well on the hit.
Personal foul, targeting number 2 defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. The play is under further.
Is it a defenseless player? It looks like the answer is yes. Did he launch? And is it forcible contact to the head or neck area?
Dean, you get a chance.
What do you got, Dean?
Totally redeem yourself. What do you see?
The key here, is he defenseless, or has he transitioned to a runner with the ability to protect himself? That's going to be the key question, because there's no contact with the crown, and you can see it's actually the receiver who's going to drop his head. I don't really see the defender attacking here. I see this as more of a collision and don't feel this is targeting.
Dean, I could quote Gus Johnson from this morning, right?
Oh, exactly. Gus was fired up.
He was fired up because what did he say? That's a bang-bang play, and here's 2 guys, and as a defender, how am I supposed to always know exactly what Noel's going to do? And when he puts his head down, there's no indicator. That, to me, is a football play. 2 guys in a massive collision.
Dean, can I ask you a question real fast? Does he become defenseless because well, we'll hear the call here first. Here comes the call.
After further review, there was no foul for targeting on the play. Number 2 may stay in the game. The result of the play is a first down.
Both players are really trying to get low.
Dean, thank you so much. First down for Iowa State nonetheless. They won't tack on the penalty. This is a run right into the car wash, and Benda.
There's no better music made. Sorry.
Foley artist. 2nd down and 10 for Iowa State. Low scoring first half. So much on the line. Rocco Beck, another slant and another bullseye to Higgins.
Have you seen these 2 just execute that slant play? 49ers made a living of it. I think a guy named Rice in Montana were pretty good, and you keep taking it, and then you know ultimately, Jason, in your back pocket comes the slugger.
Niners did that very well, too. T.O. along with those other names. 3rd down and 3. Beck to his right hand, and he whistles it incomplete for Noel.
Almost as if he predetermined the wheel, because watch the curl come into play here. He could have hit Higgins. Now, there was a window to hit that little curl route.
When was that he could have hit him?
Now.
Thanks. Tyler Perkins to Xavier Worthy. Strong return earlier of 22 yards. Worthy again, right down the middle. There is a marker in. He is out of here, and Xavier Worthy scores. Will it stand? It's like a block in the back, right around where Worthy caught the ball.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 21 on the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Self-inflicted issues. There it is, Keaton Crawford, block in the back. And Texas trying to stay in the college football playoff race. They can't clinch a spot in the Big 12 title game tonight because of what happened earlier, but they can get real close. It's a first down run after the penalty.
And Ewers would have got the ball off.
Instead, it's C.J. Baxter getting fed, and he gets wrapped up by Miles Purchase.
Fellas, watch him here just lock on man, chest on chest, and a nice hole there for Baxter.
Ewers loads up, this way. That's center. It's exactly how Oklahoma did it earlier at BYU with a defensive play. And this is another sack.
50 pounds, 45 starts right here for the big right tackle, just one-on-one. And it's effort. And I'm telling you, earlier in the year,
playing football. Instead, he decided to come to Iowa State, where his father and brother went, as Quinn Ewers flicks this out at Jatavion Sanders, and that's one of those arm angles from Ewers.
Buying just a little bit of time, and you're going to see Sanders come across the field here in just a little flick. Just that spiral that he creates. We've talked about this in the broadcast with Quinn over the last couple years, man. He's got a unique ability to spin it as you see Sanders, the stud tight end, going down.
And Jatavion Sanders is hurt. He is threatening the all-time tight end reception for Quinn Ewers. They'll ride it for a little while. Now Ewers to throw right down the middle. That's a completion and a first down and then some. It is Whittington breaking tackles to the fringe, and a big hit for the Longhorns.
Kind of the unsung guy. He's going to come in motion like he's running the deep over, and then he stops. Just excellent timing here as another Longhorn is down, but Whittington turns the corner there. TJ Tampa turns those shoulders, and this is what you have to do.
That's DJ Campbell, the right guard, who is down, the former high school All-American. And they are working on his left leg. Who's come in, the sophomore out of Frisco, to play right guard, one of those 17 offensive linemen, and there is a whistle.
False start on the offense. The unit never got set before the snap. 5-yard penalty, first down.
They'll break off Whittington. Blue joins Ewers in the backfield. Quinn Ewers steps up and checks it down. It is Blue out of the backfield, and he is out of bounds. Peterson has been a live wire so far tonight. Second down 9. They go empty again. Ewers with a cross. He's got Whittington, and he is torpedoed.
You're not going to be here just to cover. You're going to have to come and be, as you just said, a torpedo. Miles Purchase out of Cherry Creek, a multiple state champion in Colorado. I watched him in high school, Jason, and to see how he's transformed his body into
like a sumo match down there. Third down 6 for Quinn Ewers. Pressure coming from everywhere. Ewers steps through, floats it, and incomplete down the middle.
Was he in the pocket under pressure?
Number 3, offense. So loss of down at the spot of the foul. It will be 4th down.
And to
the
be
foul
clear,
includes a 10-second runoff.
Yep.
Please reset the game clock to 7 seconds.
You can use a timeout, though.
Yes.
Now, the duress matters if there's somebody kind of close. There wasn't here.
No, you're going to see the deep post go all the way here, and the throw goes between the goalposts. So to Dean's point, that deep post was crossing the field.
Bert Auburn's long is 49, and we have a timeout, and that would have been no good.
Texas takes their second timeout of the half. There will be a full timeout.
And look at
That's your job,
He's
he
saying, that's your
says.
job. Look at me. I'm trying to call a timeout here. I know the clock is running. He pulls an old Aaron Boone. Do your job.
He missed the one prior to the timeout. This one is on the way, and it is good. A career kick for Bert Auburn, and the Longhorns carry the lead into halftime here in Ames.
I think that kick was a little bit emblematic as well. It was just fighting, right? Had a little bit more turnover, I guess, than in real time, but it was gritty, it was tough. His teammates loved it, and the next 30 are going to be
resilient field goal. 6-3 to halftime. Mike Hill, Bruce Feldman in Los Angeles.
penalty yards.
4 sacks as well for Iowa State have hurt the Texas Longhorns, and we go downstairs to Allison Williams. What'd you find out?
No fear, no doubt. That was the message inside the Iowa State locker room, according to head coach Matt Campbell at the half. Really pleased with where his team is at right now with a 3-point game in the second half. And he said defensively they've done a nice job getting pressure on Ewers, forcing them into some second and third and longs. For Texas guys, I talked to Steve Sarkisian. He said, look, when we've been able to stay out of those third and longs, we've been pretty good. We've got to run the ball in the second half. Couple injury updates for them as well. Tight end Jatavion Sanders and right guard DJ Campbell will both be on the field when the offense comes back out.
Thank you, Allison. Tons of stuff in that report. Thank you very much. Rocco Beck to throw to the far side, and somebody slipped over there. The coverage slipped. And
Tree, 1 of 6 there for Iowa State, and too many third and longs.
It's a first down run.
It's on the butts of the guys up front and say, hey guys, just keep slugging away. Good block, too.
It's another run. It's 2 straight runs, and Eli Sanders gets a composite 4 on those couple of carries. That's Blackwell, the linebacker, and a big celebration with Jalen Ford. Up top, Knoll in the slot on 3rd down and 5. That's Knoll in motion. Beck looks the other direction and throws it there for a first down to the tight end, Ben Bramer.
You're going to see it. He's going to come right here, and then there's catch radiuses. And when you're 6'7", there is nothing more appealing to a quarterback than seeing space, but none that glide and move like that true freshman.
They lost to Sean Hanukkah in that whole gambling scandal. They lost 5 starters in that. This run is going absolutely nowhere. David Benda turned it aside.
Yeah, but he is just reading a key right here. We saw him earlier beautifully on an RPO, but once this happens, watch him. He does not hesitate. Once he sees that true freshman, that is just a tell this week. That is something in their study in the run game. And once you see that key, you trigger, and Benda knew how to finish.
It's a bunch up top for Rocco Beck. Quick hitter that way for Sama. Blackwell missed the tackle, and he turned into a battering ram. Walk-on has started the bunch this year with some injury to Catalan.
3rd and 10.
Once again, 2 for 7 on 3rd down for the Cyclones. Beck hops out of the pocket, rolls and throws, and he's got the running back Hansen.
Sure, but because of his pressure right here, you're going to see Knoll come open right over the ball. But because that color flashed, he unfortunately did Beck have to come off of Knoll. You see him right there. 65 pounds crossing your eyes.
It was not a shallow cross. Here is Perkins to boot it away for Worthy, who's been great back there from the 9-yard line. 1st down for the Longhorns. 15 first down plays, 11 passes, just their 5th run.
Personnel on that side of the ball.
That was Worthy in motion. They'll go Baxter, and Baxter hops through, turns, and has a first down.
But watch the big fellas come around here. Both left guard, left tackle leading the way. The athleticism of Connor and Banks to get out in front of it. And here's a little adjustment from Steve Sarkisian. Just knowing the flow of the game and the style of it and saying, okay.
Watching it playing right now, he said, they have to play us too. And Texas maybe leaning into Iowa State here with some muscle. It's Ewers to throw, and that's a low throw that buzzes off the ground to Worthy. 2nd down, Ewers. Pressure right in his face. He steps up and throws, and he's got it for Worthy, who breaks outside again. Texas.
So much better. Stepping back, but then up into this pocket. Young quarterbacks, that's the key. Don't just get flush, step up into it. Only a 3-man rush. We watched him in some ways sack himself earlier against that 3-man rush. Not that time. There's a little bit of adjustment. Go creep up in.
Ewers fakes it to Blue, whips it out for Blue, catch and run, and he is dragged down at the 41-yard line by the
5-star or 4-star, and they show off their athleticism.
C.J. Baxter, the 5-star. I mean, that last play, high effort from Sanders. That's Whittington in motion, and they'll run the delay again. Baxter was slowed up that time nicely. 2nd and 9. Ewers will throw far side, just the 2nd catch.
RPO again. Everybody at the line of scrimmage is just running run action. That same counter action they ran earlier when Ewers knows if I've got space, if 7 Verdon gives me a lane, I'm going to come up and I'm going to sling it.
Got to snap it. Ewers to throw over the top. Right there, Whittington. Touchdown.
For a touchdown, and you're going to see him sneak in here like he's blocking, and then he goes right by him. The advantage of fifth-year players and not true freshmen is they know when their number's called. Of his career, but the biggest to date yet.
You know, before the season, he got...
Instead of just running into the pile, tremendous call and even better execution.
Line drive, Knoll. Jalen Knoll just kind of covers up. His team has been through a lot with the injury to Quinn Ewers, the loss early in the year to Oklahoma that was rather unexpected to the fan base. As this is a run, they're going to try to establish a run, but Sama is just crumpled down by Hill.
Now that feels like you've got to get points.
At least a first down, right? Second down and 9. Texas so good at forcing 3 and outs. This to the wide side, and Bramer is just spine buster down.
And then let me show myself. And that is a big old target. That is 6'7", 250, but you can't do it better. Those kids wrestling up on the hill.
No, you said it right.
Yeah, wrestling.
Yeah.
Go watch Malik Muhammad right there, because that's how you take them down.
Can you run it? Can you? Would you think about it?
Can you play pass it?
It's a short set. They're going to hit Knoll on a first down. And
either.
After the first down, we see the tempo and Cartavius Norton play action. It's Beck slinging it down the far side. Oh, what a throw!
We would see a slant and go. We didn't need to see a slant and go. Just get the big body on top of Ryan Watts right there. And when you win early and it's even, that throw takes you leaving.
Out the ball.
Perfect.
And that is right into a black hole. It's Baron Sorrell with the hit.
With it. Just don't get away with it. Make him honor that.
The trips at the bottom. Beck. It's a middle screen. It's Bramer. Ben Bramer right up the zipper inside the 15. You know, they ran something similar last week as well.
They sure did. And what a weapon. You're going to see him come from the outside in. Earlier, it was 1 block away, and this time the Cavalry gets out in front, and I am telling you, the dude is a gazelle at 6'7".
Has scored every trip into the red zone in Big 12 play so far. Beck throwing the other direction on the lob into the bucket. Touchdown!
A tremendous 3rd and 1 call, and you're going to see the play action and Sanders have the same hesitation, right? We watch Whittington do it on the other side. I'm going to be patient when my number's called. I can't sell it early because if I rush it, the defenders are going to see it. Eli sneaky himself, and a tremendous call from Shieldhouse, and what an answer.
Oh, and it's a blocked extra point. Here comes Texas the other way. Austin Jordan in control of this thing through the night in Iowa for 2. T'Vondre Sweat in the middle of that whole pile got his body and his hand and everything else up to take care of that puppy.
But make one heck of an impactful play.
I mean, that was like Kevin Durant, right? Like that was rejected. The return, Keelan Robinson, 8% completion rate. I mean, come on, they were unstoppable in Tempe today.
Critical in those votes.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to cement it against very good competition. Quinn Ewers fades to his left and throws on the run and got it to Worthy. The ball sprang free and it's incomplete.
Because there was a beautiful flick of the wrist, but just behind and giving Verdon's big body an opportunity to rip that out and not survive the ground.
That did not complete the catch, survived the ground. 3rd and 9. Ewers lobs it middle of the field, knocked away one-handed.
That is so hard to do against the Georgia transfer, but he doesn't hook his left arm. That is teaching tape. I think Haycock is waving and saying, put that one on the reel too, please.
The freshmen learning from the seniors on this team. That was the theme in the preseason, as this boot is going to go bouncing into an Iowa State player and freshman quarterback Rocco Beck. He wants to throw on first down. Loads of time this time, and that is undercut and intercepted. Jaron Thompson flies in for pick number 3 of his year.
One too many hitches A young redshirt freshman first-year quarterback, and this, well, that veteran right there sees it all. Look at his eyes. Rocco needs to throw it now. Throw it now. We saw this a couple weeks ago with an interception with Dylan Gabriel. It was just a hitch route, and you could not take a second hitch. When you're throwing that deep over, you hit Longhorns.
First down run, C.J. Baxter so explosive, and he sizzles through that hole. First down throw, pitch and catch for Adonai Mitchell, and he's down at the 30-yard line. And
if we get them second and short, they've been really productive. We got to do a great job, put them in second and long, and then we got to do a great job getting off the field.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks so much.
Can they do it here? Ewers down the sideline, Gunnar Helm. Texas touchdown. Blocked extra point that went back to the house. And it's coming this way for two. It's Whittington.
The route here for Gunnar Helm. He's going to come across and then ultimately go up the field. The play action, but it's his little subtle hesitation right here, Jason. It doesn't look like much. Just watch him. Look at his subtle hesitation to let the eyes clear, let the defenders clear, and then just a perfect dart from Quinn Ewers.
You know, when you were talking about this game, you mentioned that sometimes it's the supporting cast in a situation like this.
Yep.
And you see the tight end Gunnar Helm with a little mini cell job there, and now Whittington, who had the big play that doesn't really go in the scrapbook.
Quality of a veteran play caller making adjustments. Into the fold of the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season.
So now Iowa State, how much can you run the football? They'll do it right here with Sama. Nolan motion. It's Becht on the keep, and he'll lean forward. Really talented young mind in coaching. Nate Shieldhouse, former Illinois quarterback. Third down and 2. It is Sama, and he is met and driven back. Man, oh man, Jalen Ford stonewalled him. Checkmate.
Hey, freshman, I'm an All-American. Let me introduce myself.
That's why he carries around a card of Dick Butkus in his pocket.
I think at times, with all of his big fellas in front of him, fast flow, may miss a tackle or two, but not time.
They're going for it here. Fourth down and 1. It's Becht. Pop pass over the top. Easton Dean! See ya!
Are you kidding me? Yeah, the eyes lie. How? How do you leave this guy? Because you committed to stopping that run. Run on first, run on second, run on third. Give that defense something to think about, and then when they sell out, you crush them.
There's always the next offensive.
Kind of emblematic of Iowa State season of just continuing to dig and dig and dig.
Just find a way. Stick around. This return for Keelan Robinson back to the touchdown. It's okay, I got to do this for my guy.
Just landed my lap.
And it did. And here we go. Texas next possession. Quinn Ewers, Gunnar Helm once more, and
Oklahoma, the only one stung this year.
C.J. Baxter. He approaches the line and for Texas. Ewers. Deep ball down the sideline. It's short, and Mitchell got hit by Purchase as he tried to adjust.
What do I have to do to get a touchdown tonight? One call back on a one-handed catch. An obvious pass interference early. Purchase is beat on the deep out and up. Just like that.
Second penalty only against Iowa State, and it's Baxter, and he's got 5.5. Now Texas.
The 2 tight ends as well.
And we have a full start coming, it looks like. Timeout first. Timeout. Texas can be a game up on everybody for one of the 2 spots as Quinn Ewers readies to catapult, and now he throws it on a check down, and he's got C.J. Baxter for a couple of yards. Plunge. Baxter and Blue both in there. They'll hand it off for Baxter, and it's a first down, Texas, with about 10 to go. He makes it a 7-point game. Instead here, it makes it a 2-score game. So field goal range matters for Sark. Baxter got by McLaughlin and then gets smushed.
Mitchell to the bottom of the field.
Baxter up top. Quinn Ewers with time to throw casually to Baxter, and he leans for what looks like a first down.
A nice job here of just showing and going. You get in and empty, so mashing them a little bit with the run game. You come back empty versus 8 in coverage. An excellent route there. The young freshman showing you not a one-trick pony, able to catch it and run with the ball.
Last couple of weeks. And so now Baxter closer to full strength as they will run it with Blue, and he goes down and long. Ewers flips it out wide. Baxter is dumped.
Job. Look at right here, man, from the neck up. Watch the cornerback process the game in front of him, see exactly what's coming, and deliver the tackle for loss.
And now you're right in 50 earlier. Pressure from the corner. They're going to pitch it for Blue, and Blue gets enough yardage to set up the 3. That looked like an intentional idea to make sure that you could make it a 2-score game.
Absolutely.
On the right hash mark. Auburn drives through it. It's on the way, and it is good. He striped another one.
Saturday, just staying alive Saturday.
That is exactly what it is.
Misrepresentative of his impact today.
We really do need better stats for defensive linemen and what they disrupt, as this comes to the near side. Higgins breaking a tackle, and he's across the 40-yard line and driving ahead to the 43.
Hey, you felt his presence emerge this season. 33 receptions coming in, and just a career day. A little bit of physicality there. The two-handed push, gets away with it, and Muhammad, the freshman, gets burned on the missed tackle.
Sama taken down after a yard. Talking about T'Vondre Sweat. We chatted with him for a short while yesterday, and he mentioned that he is the youngest of 3. And we said, well, what are your brothers like? And he said they're all very small, which is just shocking.
Yes.
How does that happen?
Genetics.
He is such an interesting kid.
It's just the life of the party,
yes,
man. That's the best thing about those big guys and the impact they have on the entire team.
Out to Hanson on the swing pass, and he is drilled by Anthony Hill.
Hanson also a freshman, and they talked about Hill in camp, that this dude is just different. And this Texas team, let's say it, man, they're just different.
Yeah.
This is a vital
one a year. Anthony Hill Jr. with the stand-up tackle, 3rd down and 3. Time ticking away on Iowa State. And their chances to make the Big 12 title game. Beck flowing and throwing, and he does.
Watch Rocco's eyes. Look at his vision. Yep, guess who? The defensive line, there's Sorrell, there's the crew, Murphy.
There is a marker down on that play. It's way over on the far side of the field, so we'll see if this sticks. It's right in front of the Texas bench.
There were more than 4 players in the backfield in the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
Well, we saw this pop up last week.
Yep, these two are both off the ball. He is on the ball, he is on the ball. He's got to be off the ball, and that guy's got to get on the ball. That is just a mistake. You can't at the line of scrimmage.
So they sent Sanders for a moment. Now he flashes back into the backfield. It's 3rd down and 8 against one of the best 3rd down defenses in the country. And there you see why. Ethan Burke went low. Byron Murphy went high for the sack.
Watch this. You're going to see the guard there. Hufford kicks out. Poor Boniface, the center's got to feel Byron Murphy in all of that power and strength. And the Cyclones in desperation mode.
Bad damage on that penalty, by the way. Would have been 1st and 10 at the 37. Instead, it's 4th and 17. They have to get to the +47. And Texas will hurry up the clock of Rocco Becht, who throws near side, and it's Hansen trying to break a tackle. He won't do it. Texas will take over with 3:20 to go. There's Vince Young celebrating his scramble down the stretch, got him the victory. Can they make it back to the college football playoff? Quinn Ewers hurt, but leading this team.
Worthy that you just can't afford to lose in the biggest moments down the stretch.
Toss for Baxter, who has been outstanding tonight. How about that helmet, by the way? He's going to take some of Jack Trice Stadium home with him. That's our consolation prize.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 58 defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, it's on Singleton.
On winning in the margins, these are just the plays. They've had a few of them today. The high snap, right? I mean, that's going to be called. A bunch of these have been triggered. He hates it. He doesn't like it, and he knows the magnitude of it now in the regular season since 2009.
Can I speak for Longhorn fans and tell you that I think they probably won a national championship?
Well, I'll say this.
False start, number 54 offense, 5-yard penalty, replay first
The
down.
most in their building.
Some people would say it's the single best win in college football this year.
Yes.
That Texas has. C.J. Baxter just roaming, grazing all the way to the 20-yard line.
Eyes on this little outside stretch play. And give some credit to the big fellas, and I'll say it again, Jatavian Sanders doesn't show up on the stat sheet very much, other than a number of tremendous blocks. And how about 14 more on his 18th carry of the game? You know, we put up those numbers earlier of Jonathan Brooks averaging over 6 yards a carry. Look at him tonight in the lead dog role. Proud of that.
Yeah. That and the sweat medallion. We are the jewelry game of the week.
33, 281, a couple tuds.
There you go.
That's what a good teammate does right there. If I can't go, give me your bling.
Give me everything you got. Love it.
Yep. I think in the Rose Bowl, some of that bling got stolen, so I'm going to just wear all your bling. I'll wear it right around my neck, and we're not going to have to worry about it going anywhere.
Reserved there. Right into the pile. And let's see if they go for it. We'll get a timeout. You know, we saw the deep ball against Alabama and how good that was in that game. It's straight up the middle, and it's going to get the first down, and that will ice it for the Texas Longhorns tonight in Ames, Iowa. A couple kneel downs. It's blue on the run. And fare thee well, Ames, says Jatavian Sanders.
This was gritty, man. This was against Matt Campbell's crew on senior night, on the emotional night for Steve Sarkisian, one he's going to be very proud of. Sanders waves goodbye. He waves goodbye to a just physical affair for 60 minutes that Jason just took some fortitude. I don't care about this. Oh, is Texas back? Is Texas tough? And tonight, they answered that call.
Yeah, and I don't say
Championship games. And in year number 3, he's got a team of a ton of depth, a ton of fortitude, and is displayed tonight with big man in particular, a ton of force.
First time since '09, a 10-win regular season for the Texas Longhorns. The one loss is the Oklahoma game in the waning seconds in the shadow of the Ferris wheel down there. But this Texas team looks like a possible college football playoff team. They just need help to get there. They didn't get it from Washington and Oregon State tonight. 2 big games in the Pac-12 coming up next weekend. Michigan, Ohio State will have something to say as well, as Texas wins 26-16, and Sark with Allison Williams.
Coach Sarkisian, congratulations. You get to 10 wins. Early on, you were dealing with some self-inflicted wounds, the penalties. How did your guys overcome those to gut this one out?
Well, we settled down a little bit, and we were able to get some manageable third downs, and then obviously the 1 3rd and short we were able to hit the touchdown on. So we kind of got out of our own way a little bit. It was a little more manageable, and then we played good defense in the second half. We just gave up the 4th down, pop pass to the tight end.
On the offensive side of the ball, you were without Brooks. How did Ewers and Baxter step up and elevate their game in this offense tonight?
A lot of different guys made plays tonight. Gunnar Helm, Cedric Baxter, Jaden Blue there at the end, Xavier Worthy, A.D. Mitchell, Jordan Whittington. So just proud of all those guys making plays.
You mentioned Xavier Worthy. He wasn't able to finish this game. Do you know the extent of his injury?
I don't know. We'll find out now.
All right, thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Sark, thank you. Allison Williams, thank you very much. He's fired up, isn't he?
Hero, I see you dancing. We're going to dance a whole lot more in this locker room, too.
We got a lot more to say from here in Ames. Texas gets the victory, 26-16 over Iowa State. A win number 10 for Quinn Ewers, Simbacam for Texas.